There comes a moment in every man's life when he realizes that passion isn't about performance, it's about connection. The kind of connection that makes a woman's eyes soften, her heartbeat race, and her soul whisper, "He understands me." Too often, men think intimacy is about power or control, but what most women truly crave is presence, a man who listens, explores, and makes her feel desired beyond words. Behind every confident smile, many women secretly long for a deeper spark, a kind of kink that isn't about shock or dominance, but about freedom. The freedom to express, to be playful, to feber seen in every possible way. These hidden desires aren't about being wild for attention. They're about emotional intimacy disguised as adventure. When a man learns to explore those 6 secret passions she's never confessed, when he replaces hesitation with curiosity and judgment with love, every thin bar changes. Because real passion doesn't fade with age or routine, it deepens with understanding. And when you give a woman the safety to be her full self, you don't just satisfy her body, you awaken her soul. Emotional safety is the foundation of every meaningful connection, and nowhere is it more powerful than in intimacy. When a woman feels emotionally safe, her heart opens, her mind relaxes, and her body begins to trust. It's not about words whispered in the dark, or the physical chemistry that sparks in the beginning. It's about the invisible comfort she feels in knowing that she is seen, and valued for who she truly is. Before a woman can surrender to physical adventure, she must first know she's safe in the arms and intentions of the man she's with. Because for women, intimacy isn't only about the body, it's about emotion, security, and trust. When a man builds emotional safety, he creates a space where she can express herself without fear of judgment. She feels free to share her fantasies, her boundaries, her vulnerabilities, knowing he won't shame or dismiss her. In that sacred space, she doesn't need to pretend or hold back. She can finally be real. The strongest desire a woman carries is not to be impressed, but to be understood. She wants a man who listens to her pauses, who notices her moods, who knows when she needs closeness and when she needs space. That kind of understanding creates a bond that feels deeper than attraction. It becomes connection. Most men underestimate how emotional safety amplifies physical pleasure. When a woman feels emotionally guarded, her body mirrors that tension. Her mind is busy with doubts. Will he judge me? Does he care, or is this just physical? Can I trust him to handle all of me, the confident parts and the fragile ones? But those questions fade away. When she senses that he's truly present with her, something magical happens. Her body responds, her energy opens, and she allows herself to explore, to give, to receive. That is when real intimacy begins, not in the rush, but in the quiet confidence that she is safe. Motivational safety doesn't come from grand gestures, it's built through the small, consistent actions that show care. It's when he listens instead of correcting. It's when he asks her what she likes, what she fears, what she dreams of. It's when he holds her after an argument instead of walking away. It's when he makes her feel that even her imperfections are welcome. Those little moments tell her, "You can trust me, partner," again and again. Because for her, the deepest pleasure isn't found in the act itself. It's found in the feeling of being safe, cherished, and completely free to be herself. True intimacy doesn't happen overnight, nor does it come from physical closeness alone. It grows, breathes, and strengthens through 2 essential forces: curiosity and communication. Without them, relationships lose depth, lovers become strangers, and the spark that once burned brightly begins to fade. But when curiosity and communication coexist, something extraordinary happens. Partners begin to truly know each other, not just in the surface ways, but in the deepest corners of the soul where vulnerability lives. Curiosity in a relationship means never assuming you fully understand the other person. It's realizing that no matter how long you've been together, there is always more to learn. A woman's heart, her desires, her fears, they evolve with time, experience, and emotion. A man who remains curious keeps the relationship alive, because curiosity says, "You matter to me. I still want to discover who you are." It's the same energy that draws people together in the beginning, the excitement of exploring something new. But in lasting love, that exploration never truly ends, it just deepens. When curiosity fades, routine takes over. Lovers start to predict each other instead of learning from one another. They stop asking questions like, "What are you thinking about lately?" or "What makes you feel most alive right now?" Over time, silence replaces connection, and connection becomes habit. But when curiosity stays alive, every day feels new, even in a long-term relationship. Because curiosity doesn't just feed the mind, it feeds the heart. It shows your partner that they are still worth understanding. Communication is how curiosity takes form. It's the bridge between two emotional worlds. When couples communicate with honesty, empathy, and openness, they remove the walls that separate them. Real communication isn't about talking the most, it's about listening with intention. It's about hearing not obrnl the words, but the feelings underneath them. It's about understanding that behind a sigh might be exhaustion, behind silence might be fear, behind anger might be pain. When partners communicate with compassion, they give each other permission to be imperfect, to be real. Most relationships fail because of lack of love, but because of lack of understanding. And understanding only comes through communication. When people avoid hard conversations, resentment quietly builds like rust on metal. But when they talk with patience, honesty, and vulnerability, resentment turns into renewal. It's NBROT. Always easy communication requires humility. It means saying, "I may not have all the answers, but I want to understand you." It means admitting when you were wrong, when you've hurt someone, or when you were scared. That's where intimacy grows, in the soil of truth. Curiosity and communication bring playfulness back into love. When partners stay curious, they become explorers of each other's emotions and desires. They ask, "What do you dream about? What haven't we tried yet? What would make you feel more connected to me?" These questions aren't just about physical intimacy, they about emotional closeness. They show interest in the person's evolving story. When communication stays open, both people feel seen and appreciated, and that safety encourages them to share more, to reveal more, and to love more deeply. True intimacy isn't about perfection, it's about discovery. It's not static, it's fluid, constantly shifting as two people grow together. Curiosity says, "I am still learning you." Communication says, "I am still choosing you." Together they build a partnership that feels alive. In that space, mistakes become lessons, differences become strengths, and vulnerability becomes the language of love. Many men think passion fades because of time, but it often fades because they stop asking questions. They stop being curious about what their partner feels, fears, or desires. They assume they already know. But every woman is a world of emotions and experiences, constantly changing. A man who stays curious never loses connection, because curiosity keeps the heart engaged. When he listens without trying to fix her, when he asks what excites her or what she's been longing for, he shows emotional maturity. He shows that intimacy isn't a task, it's a journey. Communication also means being brave enough to speak your truth. It's not always comfortable to express what you want or need, but holding back breeds distance. When partners communicate openly, they remove the guessing games that cause frustration. A woman who feels safe to express herself without being judged becomes more open, more affectionate, more connected. Likewise, when a man communicates honestly, when he shares his own vulnerabilities, he becomes more relatable and trustworthy. That mutual openness is where emotional and physical intimacy meet. Even in the most passionate relationships, curiosity and communication must be nurtured like a flame. Without fuel, the fire dims. The beauty of love is that there's always more to explore: the way your partner thinks, dreams, or even changes over time. The small gestures, the late-night talks, the courage to ask, "How are you really?" These are what keep love alive. True intimacy is found in grand gestures. It's built through small moments of genuine connection. When curiosity guides you, every day is an opportunity to rediscover the person beside you. When communication anchors you, every challenge becomes a chance to grow together. These two forces turn ordinary relationships into extraordinary bonds. Because when two people keep exploring each other, not just the surface, but the soul, they create a connection that passion alone could never match. In the end, true intimacy isn't about how long you have been together, it's about how deeply you continue to know and understand each other. Curiosity keeps the heart awake. Communication keeps the bridge strong. Together, they build the kind of love that doesn't just survive. It evolves, deepens, and becomes unbreakable. Understanding a woman's hidden desires is not about reading her mind, it's about listening with your heart. Every woman carries within her a world of emotions, fantasies, and secret wishes she rarely voices aloud. These are not just physical desires, but emotional and psychological ones, dreams of being desired, cherished, and fully seen without judgment. When a man learns to understand and embrace those desires, he steps into a deeper form of intimacy, one that binds hearts and bodies together in a passion that feels unbreakable. Because true passion isn't built on what's visible, it's built on what's understood. Hidden desires often remain hidden because women have been taught to suppress them. They fear being misunderstood, shamed, or labeled for expressing what they truly crave. So, they tuck those feelings away behind polite smiles and gentle words, waiting for someone who makes them feel safe enough to reveal them. The man who creates that safe unlocks something rare, a doorway to her true self. When she feels that she can express her emotions, fantasies, and curiosities without fear, she blossoms. She becomes radiant, alive, and deeply connected, because she knows she's not just wanted, she's understood. Understanding her hidden desires doesn't require grand gestures, it requires presence. It means paying attention not only to what she says but also to what she doesn't say. The way her body tenses when something excites her, but she's unsure whether it's okay to express it. The way her eyes soften when she feels seen. The way her odor becomes freer when she's comfortable. A man who notices these subtle cues learns her language, the language of unspoken emotion and silent longing. And that awareness is far more intimate than any physical touch. Passion becomes unbreakable when it's built on emotional depth. When a man shows genuine interest in understanding what a woman needs, not just physically, but emotionally, he creates a powerful bond of trust. That trust becomes the soil where passion thrives. Because when a woman trusts that her partner will honor her desires and not judge her for them, she opens herself completely. Why? She stops holding back. She lets herself feel everything, experience everything, and love without fear. This kind of connection is rare because it requires patience and empathy. Many men rush to satisfy, thinking that pleasure is about performance. But true satisfaction comes from exploration. It's about asking gentle, open questions, not interrogations, but invitations. What makes you feel most desired? What kind of touch makes you melt? What's something you've always been curious about but never said aloud? These questions say, I care enough to know you deeper. They transform intimacy from a routine into a discovery, from habit into harmony. When a man learns to see beyond the surface, he also learns the emotional layers behind desire. For many women, passion begins long before physical touch. It begins with emotional connection, admiration, and the feeling of being deeply into. When she feels emotionally desired, her body naturally follows. Her hidden desires are not just about pleasure, they are about connection, vulnerability, and being loved in her fullness. When a partner understands that, he becomes more than a lover. He becomes a safe space where she can be her truest self. Understanding her hidden desires also means recognizing that they may change over time. As life evolves, so do emotions, needs, and fantasies. What she wanted 5 years ago might not be what she needs today. A man who stays curious and keeps asking, keeps exploring, keeps learning, he keeps the flame alive. Because every new chapter of a woman's life brings new layers of her soul waiting to be discovered. The man who continues to uncover those layers will never experience boredom, he will experience renewal. Unbreakable passion is not about constant intensity. It's about consistent in emotional depth. It's knowing that every act of love, every honest conversation, every moment of tenderness is adding another thread to the connection. When partners explore each other's hidden desires, they stop existing on autopilot. They become co-authors of their own passionate story, written with trust, curiosity, and respect. That kind of passion doesn't fade it, transforms, matures, and strengthens over time. Understanding her hidden desires also means letting go of ego. A man must listen without assuming, touch without demanding, and love without conditions. He must make her feel her emotions, her pleasure, and her voice matter just as much as his own. Because when she feels equality and intimacy, she gives herself fully, not out of obligation, but out of pure connection. Passion grows strongest when both partners feel seen and valued. In this space of deep understanding, love becomes an art. It becomes about rhythm, energy, emotion. The quiet knowing that every look, every word, every gesture is part of something sacred. When a woman feels understood at this level, she responds with devotion that cannot be faked. Her love becomes tender yet fierce, soft yet powerful. She gives her best because she's receiving something rare, emotional safety, intertwined with desire. The beauty of understanding her hidden desires is that it doesn't only awaken her, it awakens you. It teaches empathy, patience, and emotional intelligence. It deepens your own connection to love, reminding you that intimacy is not a transaction, but a dance of mutual discovery. When two people meet each other's unspoken needs, when they learn to listen beyond words and see beyond appearances, they create a love that can weather time, distance, and challenge. In the end, unbreakable passion isn't built on physical attraction alone. It's built on the quiet power of understanding. To truly know a woman's heart, her fears, her fantasies, and her dreams is to hold the key to her deepest joy. When a man gives her that gift of listening, of curiosity, of acceptance, she doesn't just love him back. He trusts him with every part of her being. And that trust turns ordinary moments into unforgettable passion, the kind that doesn't burn out but keeps glowing, stronger and deeper with every heartbeat. In the end, understanding a woman's hidden desires is not about control, it's about connection. It's the art of loving with awareness, of touching her heart before her body, of hearing the words she never says but deeply feels. When a man gives his full attention to her emotions, her needs, and her silent longings, he becomes the one she can forget, the one she feels safe surrendering to completely. Because true passion isn't born from dominance, it's born from devotion. It's the warmth of being seen, the comfort of being accepted, and the thrill of being desired for who she truly is. A woman who feels emotionally understood gives love without limits. She glows differently. She loves differently. She trusts differently. And that trust, once earned, becomes the core of unbreakable passion. It turns every embrace into meaning, every kiss into memory, every moment into something sacred. When you understand her hidden desires, you don't just ignite her passion, you awaken her soul. And in doing so, you create a bond that time cannot weaken and life cannot erase. Because real intimacy isn't found in the physical, it's found in the understanding that makes her feel utterly safe, seen, and endlessly desired.